Today I wanted to answer a question that I got from a Surface Pattern Boss Toolkit subscriber. And if you want to ask a question, you should sign up with the link below for the Surface Pattern Boss Toolkit. And when you sign up, you can scroll down and there is, besides seeing exclusive videos and templates and that kind of all the great resources that are in there, you can scroll down and in the bottom, there is a questions box, and I check that box regularly and try to answer what comes up. So today's question was, do I need to be able to draw to be a surface pattern designer? As with most things, the answer, of course, is it depends. So I could interpret this question in a few different ways. So I'm going to kind of go through those ways and discuss the answers there. The first way you could interpret this is, do I need to have like a professional degree? And the answer to that one is, of course, no, you absolutely do not. I've been interviewing a lot of artists over the past year, and many of them have like graphic design and illustration backgrounds, but a lot of them also have totally unrelated backgrounds. And also in my classes, my students in Start Your Surface Pattern Business, some of them are super talented and they studied, the most absolutely unrelated things in college. So certainly you do not need an art degree. Let's put that certainly to bed. All right. Another way you could interpret this question is, do you need to have formal art abilities and skills? And those are the type of things that you might get in an art degree, but you can certainly get at, in online courses and through practice as well. And I do think you need some traditional art skills. I'm going to break it down a little bit more next, but when I'm talking about art skills, I'm definitely talking about understanding layout, understanding composition, being able to understand balance when you're looking at something, when you're looking at an illustration or a pattern or even a motif, a single part of each of those things, understanding the balance and the color around that and how to sort of make things look visually pleasing. All of those are sort of hard to teach, but you do learn them from practice and you can learn them from online courses or if you take more traditional university studies. So I do think you need to have art skills, some foundational art information in order to be a successful professional designer. Drilling down a little bit more into the idea of being able to draw. Do you need to be able to draw lifelike imagery to be a professional surface pattern designer? Do you need to be able to, draw a flower that is almost like a botanical drawing, is super detailed? The answer to that is no, not really. Not at all, actually. If you can see, I'm trying to point, that is a design that I did, and it's flowers in a cone. And if you could see it a little bit closer, you would know that it is very stylized. The dress that I'm wearing today has got, butterflies and flowers and all that type of stuff on the print, and it's all super stylized. You do not need to be able to draw things in a lifelike, super realistic manner. I studied, as I said, I studied surface pattern design in college, and the first year we learned foundational drawing, and we did figure drawing and all that type of stuff. And in theory, I can draw pretty realistically if I set my mind to it. But in practice, I haven't had to do that in my career very often. I do a lot more stylized stuff, especially since I work with stationery and I do a lot of gift bags and stuff like that. I do a lot of, font work and layout and things that are almost a little bit more towards the graphic design side. So you do not need to be able to create lifelike drawings in order to be a surface pattern designer. Now, the final question I'm looking at is perhaps what the original question really was meant to get to the bottom of. And that is, do you need to be able to draw any sort of recognizable motif to be a professional surface pattern designer. When I say that, I mean something that you can actually recognize as a thing. So when we're talking about this print, I can recognize that there is like a heron or something. I don't know my birds, but like some sort of bird there, a butterfly there. I know that's supposed to be a flower in an ice cream cup, okay? Ice cream cone. So recognizable motifs, elements of your illustration that are something that is representational. Do you need to be able to do that to be a surface pattern designer? The answer to that is no, you don't. Because if we think about home decor patterns and apparel patterns, a lot of the times we're seeing more abstract work. We're seeing a lot of textures. We're seeing like colors and brush strokes. We're seeing geometrics. We're seeing sort of paisleys and more traditional like block printing looks, and things that are not based on life, right? Not representational. So certainly surface pattern designers work a lot in things that are not representational. However, caveat, that said, if you are just getting started and you have no drawing skills at all, but you do have some art skills, you do understand balance and color and composition, you do not need to know how to do representational drawing, but I do think that that is going to get you ahead much faster. I think practicing that skill is something that's going to build your career faster, because that is going to give you, a wider skill set. And when you're trying to find different clients and you're trying to get your work out to different licensees, or however you're trying to build your career, you need to be able to be flexible. And even if you're focusing on a niche that maybe is more geometric or more abstract, for example, apparel or home decor, there are still times when we use florals in apparel. It can be, if you're doing, women's wear dresses, a lot of the times things are very abstract, textural, colorful, etc. But florals do come in sometimes, and animal prints do come in sometimes. And so being able to do that, being able to draw those type of things is going to help you build your career in a faster way. There are obviously exceptions to every rule. So there are people who have built their career purely on their very specific style that is all about brush strokes, or all about, these gorgeous, detailed geometrics or whatever. Certainly possible. But to have that flexibility to build that brand, you're going to probably want to be able to draw to some degree. If you are not currently skilled at drawing recognizable motifs, don't worry. First of all, it's a skill that you can learn through practice. But also, let's talk about what could help you build your career if you're more into abstract stuff, geometrics, etc. When you're thinking about building your career based on that skill set, you need to dive deep into that skill set. You need to look at what's on the market, and you should do your own thing. I'm not saying that you have to follow everything that's happening on the market, but look at what's successful on the market. And remember that when art directors are looking to hire outside designers, it's because they need something special that can't be done easily in-house. So if you're thinking, I do geometrics, I don't do anything representational, I'm going to build my surface pattern career on my geometrics. Cool, go for it. However, your geometrics need to be more detailed than, a square made in Illustrator, turned to the side as a diamond, add 2 little bits, and then repeated. You need to have more detail. You need to have richer patterns. You need to have more going on than super simple patterns that can be recreated in a matter of 15 minutes in-house. So if you're not going to be doing anything representational, you need to remember that bringing something special, you still have to bring something special to the table. And that's going to be true no matter what, even if you do representational work, or, even if you do something lifelike, you need to be bringing something special to the table that can't be done in-house as a surface pattern designer. So if you currently make marks and, little blobs and then put them into repeat, I'm not saying that that is not something that could be a fun pattern for a product, but you're probably going to have to widen your skill set in order to find enough support to build a full career on it. So I hope that helps. Lots of different answers there, but the sort of short answer is you need to know how to draw to be a surface pattern designer. Probably to some degree. You're going to need to have some art skills, and you're going to need to have some ability to draw representationally, or be really, really talented and really develop the skills of your abstract work. Thanks so much. Again, if you want to contribute a question, if you're curious about something, head to my Surface Pattern Boss Toolkit. All the way down at the bottom, there's a question box. Put something in there and I will see if I can answer it on video. And as always, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. If you love learning about surface pattern design and creative business, be sure to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram at esilverdesign. Also, I would be super grateful if you shared this channel with your surface pattern friends.